Yesterday we covered Had Enough by Danko Jones, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. It's so cool and it has just this awesome attitude and I just love it. So I am really excited to talk about the song today, and this is going to be a complete lesson of the song, which I think is great because it's so nice to play as sort of this beginner, not like completely beginner, but it is a really great beginner's lesson, so let's check it out! So the song is in standard tuning and we are going to split it into different sections, and I'm going to play the different sections and then we talk about them. So it's going to be sort of this shorter playing and then talking, and shorter playing and then talking. Either way, let's get playing! So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the intro, and I think I said that it was in standard. Either way, let's talk about the intro. Let's play and then... oh god. Let's play and then talk about the intro. It's so cool! You start off with 2 strokes on the 7th fret of the E string, and then you play the 9th fret of the A string, and then you have 2 strokes again on the 7th string, on the 7th fret of the E string, and then you play the 10th fret of the A string, so, and then you repeat that, and then you have 2 strokes on the 7th fret again, and then you're going to play this chord of the 7th fret and the 9th fret and the 9th fret. So 7 on the E string and 9 on the A and the D string. And then the sort of next round of this riff is that you play the double on the 7th string and then the 9th fret and then the 10th fret and then the 9th fret again. So I'll show you. And then you just play 3 strokes on the 7th fret of the E string again. And then you have a D chord, which is the 5th fret of the A string, and then the 7th fret of the D and the G string. And then you just move that up 1 string, so you now have you have an A chord, and that is the 5th fret of the E string and 7th fret of the D and the A string. So and there you have it. So let's play those 2 together. And that goes twice the entire thing. So there are only 3 chords in the verse, which is great for sort of this beginner's kind of thing. And the first chord is actually a B chord, which you play on the 7th fret of the E string and the 9th fret of the A and the D string. And you play that for quite a while. I think it's 32 times or something. So you just sort of... And the easiest way to learn when you have this ridiculous amount of counting is either to count the strokes on the metronome or to actually just follow along with the song. It's a great way to learn. And the next chord is actually a G chord, which is played on the 3rd fret of the E string, while with the 5th fret of the A and the D string. And I think that's played like 28 times or something. So again, just listen to the song and you'll just get in the groove. Yeah. that's right. And then you just have this sort of stop on your way up again to the B chord. You play an A chord, which is played on the 5th fret of the E string, along with the 7th fret of the A and the D string. So that's sort of just a stop. I think it's 1 or 2 strokes or something. So yeah. Just start over again, and on the last round you're sort of just ending with you lying on this A chord or something. Yeah, this and then comes the chorus, which is actually quite similar in terms of chords and such. You are actually incorporating one more chord, and that's the entire thing. So the chorus is actually quite systematically divided or so. You have 16 strokes on the on all of these chords, and you start off with the B chord that we are getting quite familiar with. It's on the 7th fret of the E string, along with the 9th fret of the A and the D string. And after this B chord, you have 16 strokes on the G chord, which is the 3rd fret of the E string, along with the 5th fret of the A and the D string. So. And then you have a D chord, which is played on the 5th fret of the A string, along with the 7th fret of the D and the G string. And then you have an A chord, which is played on the 5th fret of the E string, along with the 7th fret of the A and the D string. So that's your entire chorus. Back into the intro. And then you have one more verse and one more chorus, and then we get to the bridge part, which is actually a solo, you know. Okay, so you start off with the 11th fret of the G string, and then you have the 7th fret of the G string. So and then you have the 12th fret and the 11th fret of the G string. And then the 9th fret and the 7th fret of the G string. So together now we have. And then you have the 9th fret again and the 11th fret. So yeah. And then you have the 7th fret again. Not sure how many times. But yeah, together now we have. And then you switch strings to the 7th fret of the D string. And then the 9th fret of the D string. So. And then you have the 9th fret of the G string, and then the 7th fret of the G string. So that's one round, and let's see how it goes. the G and the B string together, and then you land sort of on this double hit again on the 7th fret of the G and the B string. And maybe, yeah, so you have a slight bend on the 2 notes of the 9th fret of the G and the B string, and then you land on the 7th fret of the G and the B string, and then you have a single hit on the 7th fret of the D string. So yeah, that's the entire shabam, and let's check it out. Difficult part in the song in terms of the switching between chords quite rapidly or so, yeah, let's check it out and then we talk about it. About this. You start off with the B chord again. You have the 7th fret of the E string with the 9th fret of the A string, and then you have an A chord, which is the 7th, which is the 5th fret of the E string with the 7th fret of the A string, and then up again to the B chord. And this can be the most difficult switch between all this. So if you want, you can sort of cheat or so and just play the E string. If you play it with enough attitude, you're just halfway there. So you don't technically need this 9th fret note. And then you have a D chord, which is the 5th fret of the A string with the 7th fret of the D and the G string. It's really, really difficult, this. So, and then you have this again, so. And then you play a G chord, which is the 3rd fret of the E string with the 5th fret of the A string, and then an E chord, which is open string on the E string and 2nd fret of the A string, and then the D chord again, which is the 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the D string. So yeah, the last round of this, you're actually going to stop on, you're going to sort of stuck on this E chord or so. And there, this sort of bass beginning comes. And you are in the chorus, so when you're actually starting to hop along with the bass lines, you're playing the chorus notes, which is the B chord and the G chord and the D chord and the A chord, and I think there's a stop there as well. And then you just go on with full power on the last chorus. And you have an intro again, actually. But yeah, that's all the parts to Had Enough by Danko Jones. Such a cool song! And I really hope you like this lesson because it's so such a cool song to listen to, and it's a really fun song to play. And yeah, if you have a band, just take this song to your band and be like, I want to play this so bad. It's super cool, and I hope you have fun with it, and I'll see you on Thursday.